The year is 1912, and today we embark on the journey of a lifetime. Before us stands the Titanic, the largest, most luxurious ship ever built. It's more than a vessel. It's a symbol of human achievement, a floating city, ready to cross the vast Atlantic and take its passengers to America. I'm also part of this journey today, and people from all walks of life are here. Some are chasing a new future, hoping for a better life in America. Others, the wealthiest of the wealthy, are just here for the grand experience. But none of them know the fate that awaits. What seems like a dream will soon turn into a nightmare beyond imagination. The excitement is in the air as the Titanic begins her maiden voyage. The ship is hailed as unsinkable. But what happened that day has become history. No one could imagine that beneath these calm waves, danger lurks in the cold depths. Let me tell you what happened that day, and how I survived from this disaster. But my friend Badsha couldn't make it. The Titanic is sailing smoothly through calm waters, with the sound of waves gently hitting the ship's hull. Passengers are enjoying the luxury, the ocean breeze, and the beauty of the voyage. Bruce Ismay, eager for glory, has a bold idea that was going to change everything.
Captain Smith, this ship is magnificent. But imagine the headlines if we arrive in New York ahead of schedule, faster than anyone expects. We could be the talk of the world.
It's risky, Mr. Ismay. We're already making good time.
Think of it. Titanic not only the largest and most luxurious, but also the fastest. We'll be celebrated everywhere. We'll make history before we even arrive.
And so, a fateful decision was made. The Titanic's engines roared to life and the ship picked up speed, racing across the Atlantic. But what they didn't know was that fate had other plans. In their rush to make headlines, they ignored the risks attached to it. As the ship sped through the water, everyone on board could feel the difference. The wind was stronger, the ocean passed by faster, and there was a sense of adventure in the air. Some gathered at the railings, amazed at how fast the ship was cutting through the waves. For them, this was no ordinary trip. It was a journey like no other. The Titanic wasn't just moving, it was flying across the ocean. We raced around the deck, our laughter filling the air as the ship's speed filled everyone with energy and joy. Even those in the first-class lounges could feel the power of the Titanic as it raced toward its destination. This was no ordinary voyage. It was an experience, one filled with wonder, speed, and the promise of reaching new horizons. As night fell, the Titanic continued its swift journey across the Atlantic. The sky above was a blanket of stars, and the ship, with all its lights glowing, sliced through the dark waters like a beacon of hope and adventure. The cool night air was refreshing, and for those who stayed up late, there was a sense of freedom. It felt like the ship was flying, racing through the calm ocean. I was standing on the deck just watching the night, when suddenly, there it was. My heart stopped. An iceberg, so huge just sitting there, and we were heading right for it. The ship was moving too fast, way too fast.
Iceberg, right ahead!
I tried to say something, anything, but no words came out. We were going to hit it. There was no way to turn in time. Too fast to stop, too fast to turn. I could feel my heart pounding in my ears. This was it. We were about to collide, and there was nothing anyone could do. It hit! The sound, it was deafening. A crunch, a grinding noise that shook the entire Titanic. I felt it in my bones. We had collided. Pieces of ice, huge chunks scattered all over the deck. We hit the iceberg, sure, but we are still going. The engines are running, the lights are on. Maybe the iceberg didn't have as much of an effect as I thought. I mean, it's the Titanic, right? The unsinkable ship. Yeah, the iceberg was huge, but we were still moving. The Titanic was built to withstand anything, right? We hit the iceberg, but maybe it hadn't done much damage. We are on the Titanic after all. But something in the back of my mind wouldn't let me relax completely. The ship was still moving, but was it really okay? I wasn't sure, so I decided why not ask from the captain himself? I headed towards his cabin to inquire, "Is everything okay?" "Hey, Captain Smith. I saw and felt what just happened here now. I want to ask, is everything all right?"
Ah, yes, the iceberg. Nothing to worry about. Everything is very good and smooth. The Titanic is built to handle far worse. We're still sailing, aren't we?
"Thank you, Captain. This statement has relieved me very much. If the captain wasn't worried, maybe I shouldn't be either. He seemed so sure. I wanted to trust him. I wanted to believe that everything was in fact very good and smooth. After talking to Captain Smith, I felt a bit better. The ship was still moving. Everything seemed under control. But I thought about my friend Badsha down in the 3rd class. He had no idea what just happened. I figured I should check on him, maybe spend some time together. Badsha was probably having the time of his life, enjoying the trip. He missed the whole thing. The iceberg, the ice chunks on the deck, all of it. I couldn't wait to tell him. I noticed something. People were rushing through the halls, their faces nervous. It didn't make sense. Why were they running? I tried to get a better look. Some were talking quietly. Others were just pushing past, heading toward the stairs. It wasn't the same calm atmosphere as before. Something had changed. Anyhow, I was actually going to Badsha. "Hey, Badsha, come out. I need to tell you something incredible happened just now." "Badsha, are you listening to me?"
Go away now. Let me sleep.
"Fine. I'll rather go and get myself some coffee. You just sleep there and enjoy your trip that way." Are they people stuck here? Just curious. And then I felt something. Cold. Wet. I looked down and, wait, what? Water. There was water at my feet. For a second, I didn't get it. How could this happen? Then it hit me. Oh no, the iceberg. This isn't nothing. Water's coming in. My heart just dropped. I froze. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Captain said everything was fine. But now, water's flooding in. I needed to act fast. I sprinted up the stairs. Water was already behind me, rushing in. I had to get to the deck. People didn't know. They were all up there, clueless. I had to ring the bell. I had to warn them. I ran to the bell as quickly as I can. The fear that I have felt before is came back again. There, the bell. I grabbed it, no time to think, and just started ringing. Loud, as hard as I could, hoping someone, anyone would listen. Water! There's water! It's coming in! Get to the lifeboats! Now! I yelled as loud as I could. My voice was shaking, but I didn't stop. This wasn't just about me anymore. Everyone needed to know. We had to act. Time was running out. Titanic the Unsinkable is sinking. I rang the bell until my hands ached, but as I looked around, I realized it wasn't enough. People were starting to panic, running in every direction. Some were frozen in place, terrified. I couldn't just stand there. I knew what I had to do. I had to help. There were too many people, too much confusion. If we didn't act now, it would be too late. As I led people toward the lifeboats, I felt cold, ice cold. I looked down and saw the water. It had risen faster than I thought. And when I stepped in it, it was freezing. I could barely feel my feet. It was so cold. It was like nothing I'd ever felt before. The freezing water shot up my legs. For a second, my legs felt numb. My whole body froze, like the water was stealing the warmth right out of me. Panic started creeping in again, but I had to shake it off. People still needed help. Oh no! In the chaos with everything happening so fast, I had completely forgotten. Badshaw. He was still down below, in 3rd class. I had promised to check on him. I hadn't seen him since the iceberg hit. How could I forget him? While I was up here, ringing the bell, trying to help, Badshaw was down there, probably unaware of just how bad things were. I had to find him. I had to get to him before it was too late. But the water, it was rising so fast. The lower decks were probably already flooded. What if he was trapped? I didn't know what to do. I knew it was dangerous, but I couldn't abandon him. The ship might be sinking, but if there was even a small chance I could get to him, I had to take it. I couldn't leave him behind. Not Badshaw. He was my friend, and I had to try. I had to The water. Oh no. It was everywhere. The entire floor was flooded deep and dark. I could barely see anything through the cold mist rising off the surface. I called out for him. Badshaw! I kept calling. Badshaw! Where are you? But there was nothing. No sound. No answer. And then, it hit me. He didn't make it. He was gone. I had come too late. The water had taken him. I couldn't believe it. My friend, my partner in all of this, was gone. As I climbed back up the stairs, my legs felt like lead. Every step was harder than the last. The weight of what had just happened pressed down on me like a crushing force. I had to leave him behind. I didn't even get to say goodbye. I wanted to do more. I wanted to save him. But there was nothing I could do. The water had taken over, and there was no way back. I couldn't stay. The ship was sinking fast, and I had to get back to the others. But leaving him behind felt like the hardest thing I've ever done. Part of me just wanted to stop, to sit down and let it all end. What was the point if I couldn't even save my friend? But then, I remembered the others. There were still so many people who needed help. The water is filling in the Titanic. slowly taking her down. I couldn't give up now. There were people depending on me. People who needed to get off this ship. Badshaw would have wanted me to keep going, to help others. So, that's what I was going to do. You there! Let's get out of here now. Go to the lifeboats. The ship was sinking fast, and time was running out. I had to move quickly. Every second was precious, and there were still so many lives to save. Just a few hours ago, we were walking on this very deck, laughing, talking, watching the ocean, and now, the deck was completely submerged. It felt surreal, like a nightmare. The ship that once felt so unstoppable, so grand, was now sinking beneath us. Oh, cool! Batman is also here trying to save everyone. This seems great. Lifeboat is going down. Empty. Maybe they will jump in it later. I could hear the creaking of the ship, the groans of the metal giving way to the weight of the water. It was hard to accept, hard to understand how everything had changed so quickly. I need to find a place where everything is accessible easily. I shall climb that tower. From up here, I could see the chaos below. People were struggling, panicking, and desperately trying to survive. I couldn't just watch. I had to do something. I had to help. From up here, I could guide them, tell them where the lifeboats were, where to go, and who needed help the most. I wasn't just climbing to save myself. I was climbing to make sure others had a chance too. I called out to the people, urging them to keep going, to keep fighting. This wasn't over yet. As long as we had breath, we had a chance. We were in this together. If I could help just one more person, if I could get just one more person to safety, then it would all be worth it. The Titanic might be sinking, but we weren't going down without a fight. Oh, the ship cracked. Luckily, I'm still on the remaining part. My body ached from the fall, but there was no time to stop. This other part will be going down soon, too. I had to move. I could hear the groaning of the ship, metal twisting and breaking apart. The entire structure was sinking into the icy water. I had to reach the railing. I had to get higher before it pulled me down with it. Every second mattered. The water was coming too fast, and I knew if I didn't get to the railing now, I'd be pulled under with the rest of the ship. To the railing! Everyone run to the railing! Save yourself, the ship is going down any second! I reached the railing, barely holding myself together as the ship tilted even more. Without thinking, I climbed up, gripping the cold metal with everything I had. From up here, I could see the fear in everyone's eyes. Oh no! I fell down from the railing. The ship is down. I am down. I need to act fast in order to survive. Ah! There was nothing left to do but hold on. Hold on and face what was coming. I took a deep breath. If this was how it ended, then I'd go down fighting. Oh, great. There's another ship here for our help. Hope is still alive. Another ship. It was real. A lifeline in the middle of this nightmare. They were coming for us. Look, they're here. We're going to be saved. I yelled to anyone who could hear me, my voice cutting through the fear and despair. The sight of that ship, it brought hope back to everyone around us. Its lights shining like a beacon. I couldn't believe it. We still had a chance, just when it felt like all was lost. There was hope. Everything had happened so fast. The terror, the sinking, the feeling that I was about to be swallowed by the ocean. But now, with this rescue ship, we had something to hold on to again. We weren't done yet. We had survived the worst. That ship, it was our second chance. I stood above the roof of the rescue ship, watching as the Titanic disappeared into the depths of the ocean. It was hard to believe that just hours ago, we were all laughing, celebrating, unaware of the fate that awaited us. We lost so much that night. Friends, dreams, the belief that nothing could bring this ship down. But we survived, and that was more than I could have ever hoped for. I'll never forget that night. The terror, the loss, the courage of everyone fighting to stay alive. The Titanic may be gone, but we lived to tell its story, and that's something no iceberg could ever take away.